What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Town Rundown. This is your boy AD on remote, and I'm in here with a myriad of special guests. We got Carlos and Rios from the Just Fans podcast. We got Larry Payton, Doc Payton 75, and of course we got Larry and Stafford in the building. Hi, what's up, fellas? How are y'all doing?
We're good, man. Good to see you, AD. All on vacation over there. When
Hey,
are the servants coming by with all that with your dinner and stuff?
hey, all I got is this rum punch, man. Yeah, man, in Jamaica, man.
Gotta get you some of that good ganja.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
I got it. Look, you gonna get me in trouble there. I'm
Hey,
trying not to get.
on
Hey,
vacation, man.
I'm trying to tell the world on my side gig. No, but now shout out to everybody.
We good, man. I'm good, man. It's good to see you boys, man. We get a chance to spend some time tonight talking about some stuff that matter to us, man, that we all vibing on, man. So I'm all in for it, man. So let's get it rocking, man. Whenever.
Absolutely, y'all know what time it is, man. The Houston Texans started training camp, if I'm not mistaken, 4 days ago. And this is the first open practice to the public. And of course, we had a myriad of guys. We had Carlos, we had Larry and Stafford in the building at training camp. So we're gonna get their perspective of training camp as well. Hey, it is time because the Texans are rolling and rocking. The hype train is here. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's on their jock or whatever, if you want to say pause. But the Houston Texans time is here, man. You got all the media coverage, NFL Network, ESPN, everybody you can think of is all hyping up the Texans. We hear a story about the Texans on some platform every day. What's they talking about? They talking about CJ Stroud. They talking about Stephon Diggs. They talking about Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. They talking about all these different players. The Houston Texans, it's time to show up and prove, man. It's time to show up and prove. We're gonna talk about some news and notes in a second, but I do want to get to these comments. Yvonne in the building, she said, dang, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while, month, 2 months for
Yeah.
the ASAP rundown, man. If y'all know. Shout out Daniel Berry, Yvonne, and then Mike. He said, "Oh wow." He said, "Ain't you Larry there?"
Larry McNair.
Oh, that we're gonna talk about Cam Akers. That's one of the news and notes. And shout out Frank Z in the building as well. Definitely an all-star lineup. So the Houston Texans, first things first, Houston Texans signed Cam Akers.
Yeah.
I think it was much needed because depth and running back was a big question that we've been talking about for months, ever since the draft. Even though we got our boy, C. Rose, Jawar Jordan.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce was a big question mark. He still is a question mark in my book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so you're not going to rely on a 6th-round rookie to be your designated second running back. So in case of an injury, we was almost up shit creek. So signing Cam Akers, you're not expecting him to do much. You're not expecting him to handle a lot of load. But I think from him coming from two systems that are similar to the Texans with the Rams and the Vikings, it should be a seamless fit for him. I just want to hear y'all thoughts about Cam Akers.
I saw some of that, a little bit of him today. For like a minute, I was like, "Wait, why is a defensive player wearing Cam Akers' number?" Apparently, there's a guy named Phillips that had 22 also on the back with Cam Akers' number. But nonetheless, it was. I saw a little bit of Cam Akers. I think it's what you said right now, AD. Getting a guy that came in, how do you call it, from a system that's very similar to what the Texans are doing. From the Rams and from the Vikings, I think it makes it easier. It's an easier transition for both. I think the player and for our system. So, I mean, this is a guy that can help. Joe Mixon, catch a break or something like that. Damian Pierce is a big question too, and I think that's one of the reasons why they got Cam Akers in there. I mean, today in training camp, I saw a lot of reps with Damian Pierce on special teams still. So not that doesn't really mean anything, but I mean it feels like they're still going to keep using him on special teams. I saw him return maybe a few punts, Larry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I saw him return a few punts on there as well. So he was being like I saw a lot of blocking from him too. So I guess it just depends on what they're going to do. I'm hoping he's able to pick up this. He's had the offseason to try to pick this up. I think Damian Pierce also mentioned I think it was during the Browns game last season that he was struggling and that it was something that he would probably have to work on more during the offseason. And hopefully I have high hopes for him, and I really do. I think for the benefit of us all, he's a great player. Everybody likes him. For him to have a successful season, and I think more power to us if that's the case. But nonetheless, I saw some Cam Akers today, and again, I like it just because it's a player that is familiar with the system and could be a positive for us.
Yeah. Let me follow up on what Los was just talking about, man. First of all, I hope nobody take offense to this. It just feels weird to not see my dog in one of them boxes, man. That boy Raw, man. It's just a weird deal for me, man, because I miss that cat, man, and his energy, man. So,
oh yeah.
But as far as Cam today, this is one of those kind of pickups that you do, man, if you really truly serious about making you a run. And let me explain to you why. Because we all know, as we sit here and talk football, the odds of you making it through a season 100% with your number one guys all the time or whatever, it's rare in the National Football League. And so you have to have contingency plans for things. So if you're serious about making your run, Cam Akers understands that entire system that they running over there from day one. He has seen it. He understands it. That McVay, Shanahan, all them boys. So the terminology and stuff like that. Of course, they changed that up. But the fact that you could plug and play this kind of guy, and he still look like he has that burst that you need in your backup change of pace kind of dude. Mm-hmm. He still looks like he can get out in the flats and make people miss. And it's just one of those little subtle pickups, man, that we've seen here now recently with Nick that gives you that little thing like, okay, man, they really, really trying to make sure that they second units are just as good as their first unit. What I saw today with all of them is that when they send out them depth charts, you ain't looking at people that ain't gonna be able to play football. You're gonna be looking at cats that are pushing dudes in front of them to go out there and get some action, man. So I'm good with the pickup because with Pierce and Jawan, I mean those kind of guys we know are young in their career, and so when you trying to make a run, you got to have these kind of veterans, man, that you know are going to be able to be good in that locker room. And then when you call on him he ain't no Rex Burkhead. That's what I'm getting at. That kind of party over there with him because D'Amico's out there telling folks, hey, man, y'all coming to the party or y'all getting left behind. So we're going to pick up people that are going to be able to help facilitate our trip to New Orleans. And that's what I saw at Cam today. Obviously, it's only been, one day that he's been in the mix, and he already getting reps. That just lets you know how serious they are about what he's capable of doing, man.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely plug and play because he's been in McConnell's offense, the McVay offense. So it's not going to be hard for him to pick up the terminology. And he's been there. He's played in big games before. So I think he'd be a better, backup running back than, a rookie and our special teams player of the week of every week, Damian Pierce. I don't have high hopes for him, man. He's either going to get cut or traded because he's mainly being used on special teams right now or as a blocker. I don't know. I think the writing's on the wall, especially with Cam Akers in camp.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge possibility, man, they may move him. I don't know. We'll see though.
Oh, hold on. Now we can't say that too much because when I say the shit, I'm a motherfucking hater.
Stop being a
I'm a
hater,
hater.
AJ.
We gotta slow it down. Let's pause the Damian Pierce gone out of hashtag he gone from the Houston Texans because I swear for Lord, man, they be saying that's hating like a motherfucker. But go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on everybody's system fit of Cam Akers. Yes, he is a system fit. But remember, this guy has some pure talent. He was a second round pick that probably should have went in the first. And I'm not sure what put him in McVay's doghouse other than the injuries. This guy could really develop into your future back if he's healthy. So I think bringing him in right now gives you the chance to get a good look at him, and you may even hide him on your IR from a phantom, ankle injury or something, and that way he can recover and get healthy, and you got him next year, which sets you up better for the future.
Well, they said what is this day 2 that Joe been out, man. So obviously they gonna have they want to go into the season, with everybody healthy. So they gonna give them guys days off and things like that from the little nicks and injuries and everything else, man. So having somebody that you can plug in and don't just bog down your offense, and you can still run all the exact same plays that you would run with Joe, man. That's a big get for them over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to jump in these comments because they're hilarious. I want to get Blue Boy Shiny. He said, Cam Akers has played in the system for years, like we said. Smart pickup if he stays healthy. I bet he beats out Pierce. Then, yeah, I think Houston Stressing said, I think I heard on 610 today that Dare was getting first team reps. If that shit is happening, I'm stressing. I'm stressing like a motherfucker. I'm stressing.
He was getting he got a couple reps in there, man, with CJ and them boys in there. But we know what that's about, man. D'Amico I'm telling you, if you watch him enough, man, he don't play favorites, man. It's just about and Slowick is just about running the system. So they put different guys in different positions all the time.
Yeah, today I saw a lot of guys that you would normally see. Like I think Hutchinson along with like Brevin Jordan and some plays, and not Mitch. It was somebody I can't remember who off the top of my head. I think it might have been Skoranek. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was really. But they put like the guys that you wouldn't normally see with like the top with the main lineup or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like that's who I saw them mix and mingle with today.
Skronik and Brevin was out there, man. They also had Hutch. They had Hutch out there running. I think he was outside on a couple plays, man. And so I mean, this is what having extra fat on your oxtails look like, man. You just start trying to figure out, hey man, don't trim none of that. Let me see what this tastes like, man. And that's what abundance feel like, man. They got an abundance of dudes over there that can play high level football.
Houston stressing. Garrett says Akers signing at worst for me is Texans getting out in front of Pierce, showing he has not adapted to zone scheme by end of training camp. Smart forward thinking. It was a lot of people trying to save Damian Pierce. The signing of Cam Akers, to me, almost it puts the pressure on Damian Pierce to hey, when the first few days of training camp, people were glowing. Hey, Damian Pierce has come in, he's looking good. He's doing this, and that, and then they backdoor and sign Cam Akers. So it's like, what? Is somebody bullshitting? Somebody lying? But we got Auntie Swan in the building. I do want to get her perspective on Cam Akers signing and what she thinks of training camp so far.
Hey, Swan.
Hi, how's everybody doing this evening?
Good evening.
Talk to me, Swan.
Good.
Okay, well, for Cam Akers, I do like the signing. I liked him when he's with the Rams. I agree. I don't know what he did. I thought he was having like a contract thing at the time. He was wanting to, get paid, and they was delaying it. I know there were some issues at that time. But as far as Damian Pierce, I'm on the opposite end. I don't know if that signals that that's the end for him. It is training camp, and the fact that Mixon got nicked up, I'm assuming it's a hammy or something like that, since it was, So you need bodies out there. Um, and to me, when you look at it, you're just being, to me, you're not being reactive, you're being proactive. Last year, if y'all recall, we got all upset because when AD's boy Green went down, and everybody got all upset and said, "Why didn't you not bring such and such a folks into camp? Blah blah blah. Why we waiting until the end of preseason, and now we trying to put something together?" So guess what? You just making sure you got bodies.
Yeah.
Does he still make the team? I don't see a reason why at this point. We haven't seen him put any pads on yet. And I mean, I'm talking about truly competitively with anybody in preseason or even with the joint practice.
We will see in about
Truly,
how
if
many
he's
days? In
adapted to
about
the
8 days.
system. So
Go ahead.
no,
My
I'm
bad.
talking about joint practice because right now.
Oh, that's end of August.
Yeah, that's August 11th, I thought.
But to me,
No, the
you
22nd.
I mean, Diary, we had him as emergency kicker last year. Okay, that's how bad stuff
Hey,
got. All right.
and hold on. Let me say this, because all these motherfucking people, I'm sorry for cussing. I got a little too much rum in me right now. But
Nice.
all these motherfucking people talking about we gonna keep Dare on the team because he can kick. I don't give a fuck about no damn Dare.
Hey, that doink. No, hold up. That doink last year. Maybe he should have kicked it.
Swan.
I don't
Swan.
know.
That's why you keep a kicker on practice squad. I'm not about to sit up here and have this man goddamn on holding a whole roster spot because he can kick
If
a
it,
damn extra point.
Well,
no.
I'll
Okay,
give,
without that, no. Hold on.
I'll,
Without that extra point, we're not in the playoffs.
no, we ain't finna even do this, man. I can tell you, Dare Agumawale would never kick another field goal in his life. Like,
Don't
that,
say that. Don't say
that,
that.
that was
Don't
one
say
of
that.
those. That was one of those outliers, man. Because if you go back and remember how that came about, I mean, when Akame pulled up in the first half or
Yeah,
whatever, and
yeah.
you
They
just
tried the 2 point conversion and they wasn't converting. And eventually they
exactly.
had to kick an extra point.
Hey man, don't believe that soccer shit, man. Them days, that boy ain't gonna kick no more field goals, man. He gonna be on that Gunner squad or he gonna be on another squad. That's
I
what.
would rather
Hold on.
I would rather keep Damian Pierce than Diary.
Let me
I'll be
say,
honest with you.
of course,
Yeah,
Agreed.
of course,
No, I'm
that.
saying is because to me, I mean, we talk about Pierce with his vision and so forth. We'll find out if it's improved or anything. But let's just be honest. Uh, on the goal line, I'm okay with him for sure.
Hey, let me say this. Damian Pierce is like me without these glasses. He can't see shit. So
We gonna see.
Trent Richardson vision.
Okay. But
man,
his thing
look,
is, I remember somebody
I'm
was
blind
talking
as
about your
hell.
boy Green. So we gonna see what that turnout ain't.
Well, you
Right?
keep bringing him up because I'm sure about to talk about him in a
I
minute.
think
Hey,
they
he
got.
wears battle red every week so he
But
can
anyway,
see.
Let me
but
go to the comments real quick. Mike say we way overhyping Akers. I see him as a camp buy. They need to play some preseason while Mixon getting healthy he may get lucky, make the team. Blue Boy Sean said we need more speed. You can't run this type of scheme successfully without it. Look at the Chiefs. That's the secret. Even if they can't catch, they get wide open at a higher rate than most. Shout out K1 Stella. Yvonne talking about it. If you went to A&M, you would keep him. Let me say this, Yvonne. Let me say this. A&M don't put out motherfucking running backs to kick. Okay. We put our running backs to score the motherfucking football. That's what we do. Goddamn, i.e. Devin H-Chan. I wanted to make sure I said it right. And Barry said mixing down with a quad. Cam is low risk, high reward. No indictment on Pierce. And
Yeah,
then Mike.
that's about right, man.
Yeah, Mike said we talking about a guy with 2 Achilles injuries, got to slow the roll. John Weeks has the bill of an average 40-year-old man. He's taking up a tight end roster spot over a decade. No, that's on Madden, brother.
Yeah.
On the roster, he's a long snapper.
Hey, look. I'm not. I'm not hyping. I'm not overhyping or hyping Akers. Where I'm at with this and stand with it is, I think they got 6 backs over there, and what they doing is they are just trying to manage getting through the preseason, man. So you gonna give totes to different dudes all the time, but when it comes time to it, number 28 is your one. They gonna probably wind up keeping Pierce, and obviously they're gonna keep Jawan. This is just what you do in preseason. I saw Nick today in the back of the end zone with his little white sheet, whether he was scratching names off or adding names, whatever he was doing. He's very active on watching plays and everything. But I'm also thinking that what he's doing, also he's constantly in scout mode. So so he don't have a problem, which is good for him. He doesn't have a problem adding and subtracting players, man. That's his thing.
Yeah, any good GM is going to be rotating the bottom of the roster. Those 5 or 6 roster spots should be turning over every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
trying to find you a better player.
And before I agree, Larry, no doubt. And before we move on, talking about this running back, because that was something we kind of skated over for a while. And this is, I'm glad this Acre signing brought a lot of this to the forefront. But I do want y'all to look down at the bottom at the banner. Please like, share, and subscribe to the H-Town Rundown podcast, and follow each and every one of us, including, Stay Raw. Y'all go ahead and just follow him as well. And you can look back at a lot of content he's produced as well on his Twitter. It's always great with C Raw, and funny, exciting. He was always passionate. So you can always follow him as well. Support C Raw, and support the H-Town Rundown, man.
R.I.P.
Yes, sir.
So moving on, Swan brought up Kenyon Green.
Your boy,
my boy KG is ready for the revenge tour. About to light it up. He's been getting a lot of praise, and I'm glad that he's getting a lot of praise. Titus Howard went on a 3-minute rant. Now I want to say a rant, but a 3-minute, diatribe of praising Kenyon Green and how he's coming in better, looking better, coming in and showing that he's picking up everything and growing. All I want to say is, all y'all motherfucking haters, they talked all this shit about Kenyon Green. Stay on that motherfucking side over there. Don't you bring your ass back over here. When all happy-go-lucky, when y'all was talking king shit about Kenyon Green, when that motherfucker come back and he motherfucking put up a Pro Bowl season, I don't want to hear shit from y'all. I want y'all to just sit there quiet with your hands crossed and just sit there and appreciate what the fuck is going on. Because I'm telling y'all, Kenyon Green is coming for y'all motherfucking ass.
I want you to do the same thing for Dameon Pierce, okay?
What is Dameon Pierce gonna do? He is not about to. What you think he gonna take over Joe Mixon?
He don't have to take over. He just needs to do his part as the RB2.
I'm not hating on Dameon Pierce.
Well,
I just talked about it before you got on. I'm not hating on Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just stating.
We ain't hating on nobody, man. They all a part of the squad over there, man. It's just a matter of we gonna see how that all work out, man. But tell Eve that he worked out with Sue up there in Montana. I think it was in Montana or Wyoming or somewhere that they shipped him off to, man. When I
he's lit tonight.
To work. I've been drinking all day, man.
I saw Kenyon when he came down the stairs, those red stairs over there at training camp when he was walking through. Now, I ain't seen him at every Texan training camp. That's a different cat now, man. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, how he just carry himself, how he looks, how he looked like a lot of pressure is off of him, man, in terms of, because now I think they said, or he said, he had 315, which is the ideal weight he want to be at. So he's not looking like he not looking sloppy is what I'm getting at. He looked like he had put some work in, and it looked like, and we'll never know because they ain't gonna never let you know, man, in terms of what his mentals are like. But he looked like an NFL football player now.
He looks ready.
In the first couple of years, he looked like, he was all over the place because his body was breaking down on him, man. There was a lot of pressure being that high of a pick. And then you get in and you get your ass tore up by LaRon Payne and all them boys. It'll mess a whole bunch of folks' ass up, man. And so, but they had to rebuild him. And D'Amico said this last year when he was talking about Kenyon. He said, we got to get him a full off season so we can get this kid back right because he went through a bunch of stuff his rookie year. Seeing him today lined up at left guard, man, and they had, I think, Foster at left tackle.
Yeah.
From Notre Dame.
Fisher, yeah.
Fisher. I'm sorry, Fisher.
Yeah,
They had Fisher at left tackle and Kenyon. I'm telling you, man, Kenyon a big dude, man, and he looked like, and CJ really, really just, was talking to him, and it's still a work in progress, but I think they are going to plug him in at left guard, man, and let him figure it out and get his feet under him, man.
Speaking of Kenyon and his age, I think Titus said it in his press conference. Kenyon is still young. He's younger than some of the rookies that came in this year.
Yeah.
So he's a very, very young person. Speaking of age as well, I want to pop back on the other topic with Cam Akers. Cam Akers is only, I think, 7 months older than Dameon Pierce, if I'm not mistaken. So that's Cam Akers has a lot of football left to play. So it's a, like Bear said earlier, it's a low risk, high reward with Cam Akers. So, but it is going to be a high reward with Kenyon Green as well. Because
Akers just turned 25 in June.
Yeah, and Dameon Pierce is 24. So, and Dameon Pierce about to be 25 right after the season is over. So it's about to be, a good thing with Kenyon Green. I can't wait. Like Bear said, y'all go ahead and like the pod, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And then Garrett says Kenyon is youngest for 2 youngest in the whole draft class. Mm-hmm. He was the youngest in his old draft class, which is why I think Kenyon was 20 years old?
20, yeah. He wasn't old enough to buy beer yet, I think.
Nope.
Yeah, he was just 20, man. And again, we see this amongst our own kids, man. There's a huge difference between 17 and 18. There's a huge in maturity. There's a huge difference when you 20 and 21, 25. It's a maturity thing, and it's a lot of times we give up on these cats, man, because the expectations are so high that you're not expecting them to have to develop. Playing in the National Football League, if everybody, and it may sound cliche-ish, man, but if everybody was just walking over on Kirby, man, and just stepping into the lineup, you got bigger problems, man, because you got to go over there and earn that kind of shit, man, and the respect that them boys that you saying you want. And that's what Kenyon said. He said, nah, I'm here to earn my respect. And I can respect that because he know what he went through. And we see at the time, we see what it's like, man, because we just had high expectations based on this draft stock. So now they got the right kind of coaches over there. Because I was saying this earlier, that coaching staff over there, man, it's interesting watching them, man. They're like little kids over there, man, because they're all engaged in everything. They're teaching, they're watching, they're yelling, they're getting in people's ass when they're making them run plays over and shit. That's the kind of stuff that it takes to get these dudes to buy in. And I'm telling you, as somebody that watched it today, and I watched it in the bleachers with a bunch of other Texans fans that I was chopping it up with, I'm telling you, they are serious about winning football games, man, with the attitude that them boys are showing over there.
Well, if we could, let's stay on the O-line. I know this was the first day of pads. You guys that were there today, could you tell a noticeable difference in the run game, in the reps that you all were able to see?
I mean, In the run game, if I don't want to, I wouldn't want to go back to Pierce as much, but I didn't see him do like I don't recall seeing Pierce do a run. Did you, Larry? I don't remember seeing him actually make run, just blocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Joe wasn't doing anything, but I mainly Cam Akers and Awunda Wale. That's what I saw mainly on a running back, but. It looked just pretty base. It just looked like pretty basic running plays that they were running. Honestly, I didn't really see much difference. I don't remember seeing now. When I say I don't remember, it's because I was kind of on the far end from when they were practicing it, so I couldn't really see it that well. But I don't remember seeing any of like the when you throw it into the running back or anything like that. It was just kind of like run plays, but nothing that stood out of the ordinary. If that makes any sense, nothing
Well, I
really
know
stood
on the
out to me.
radio they made it sound like this was their first team session where they did 11 on 11. So I was wondering if you could tell any progress in the run game.
Well, let me say this then, because I was watching the interaction of CJ and Juice, right, at center, and I'm telling you, when they get their cadre of 5 dudes that they're gonna put out there, man, that offensive line gonna be solid. What I saw when I think it was what was it? It may have been Akers, man, that they ran the ball right behind where Shaq Mason and Juice was, and then he busted across the like this last ditch. He busted across the goal line for a touchdown. I think that once they get Laramie, Kenyon, Juice, Shaq, and Big Boy on the end, man, Titus Howard.
Titus Howard, yeah.
Hey man, it's gonna be a dominant offensive line, man. I mean, because at the point of attack, it's physical for them boys, and they was leaning on that first team defense today, and so and they was trying to impose just, hey, we gonna run this football and we gonna run it, and we dare y'all to try to stop it, and that's not even with the full offensive line. And the key to all of it, because they did a lot of play action stuff with CJ.
They did.
That's the key to it is being able to run slow play action game that's going to make running the football between that A gap and the B gap with Mason them on the other side. That's going to be the key to that CJ Stroud play action, because every time that he was doing play action, he was booting out too, so he would take it all the way out so that everybody else would have to go with him, man. So I think just the offensive line is it's the same thing that we've talked about for years. It's just going to be health, man.
Health.
And Titus Howard should have his ass planted at right tackle and stay his ass at right tackle. Because that's a massive ass dude, man. So you solidify that and quit all that rotating through the line and all that stuff. Yeah. That's gonna be the key to all of it, man.
So we talking about the run game. Larry want to talk about the run game. I've said this before. I think quite a few people said this before. The key to the run game is Kenyon Green and Juice Scruggs. Kenyon Green and Juice Scruggs are your most physical, are going to be your most physical offensive linemen for point blank period. And they're also going to be the most, I think they're the most run game ready, run blocking ready offensive linemen that we have. Better than Patterson, better than Kendrick Green, better than, all these other reserves that people trying to plop in there. Juice Scruggs is a run blocking offensive lineman. Kenyon Green is a run blocking offensive lineman. Point blank period. If you have those two and they're playing well, you're going to be very, very successful in the run game. You're not running. I'm just being honest. As much as we love Laramie Tunsil, number 71 player rating that just came out in the top 100, that everybody
he ain't that road grader. Larry Tunsil ain't that kind of dude, man.
Yeah, he ain't that guy. Neither is Titus Howard. Titus Howard is not a physical run blocking offensive lineman. So Juice Scruggs and Kenyon Green is definitely important in the run game and solidifying the run game. Let's be completely honest. Kenyon Green's problem wasn't the run game when he was actually playing football. He was actually good in run blocking. It was pass protection that he struggled in and got his war wounds from. So let's all be honest and let's be real with the situation. Kenyon Green is an excellent run blocker. That's what the hell he came in the league when they did his draft profile on ESPN. When they drafted him, they said he's a road grader. He's a definite run blocking offensive lineman. That was his calling card from the get-go. So I don't see anything that should change that fact. And now live reporting from the woods, coming in late is Mike G. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm good. How are we feeling about the training camp so far?
I mean, it was good. I liked it.
I'm loving it. I'm like McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Loving it. Hey D, hey, I'm about to hop off right now, man. I appreciate the invite. I think Reels, you'll stay, right? I'm assuming. Yeah. So you got somebody representing the Just Fans podcast over here. But hey, appreciate you for having me on. Everybody else here, glad to talk to you guys. Larry, Swan, Michael for showing up late, and then Larry. Appreciate y'all for having me on, man.
Seriously. Thank you for blessing us.
Appreciate you, Los.
Y'all take care of yourselves, okay?
Yeah.
And Larry,
Bye.
next time you have watermelon and tahini, let me know.
Hey, dog, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you and show you the bowl with it on there.
That tahini took it to a different level.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna live without it. It's American Express from here on out. Good, dog. So, hey, man, be easy, dog.
We'll do. Take care of yourself, guys.
Go ahead and follow Carlos, man. Carlos Talks 24 on Twitter as well, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Sure. All right. So we were talking about offensive line. We talked about the Cam Akers signing. The next topic I really want to talk about is CJ Stroud in that passing game with Stephon Diggs. The emergence of Brevin Jordan that everybody's talking about. Brevin is they say he's on another level this year. With all of these guys stepping up and performing, is the expectations too high? Are we gonna get a letdown?
From who?
Like the offensive passing game. Are we gonna get a letdown? Because right now CJ Stroud is looking like he's supposed to look.
Have you seen who they got out there, dog?
I'm just look.
Hey, man, if they have a letdown like that, dog, something went a hell of a wrong. Dog, let me say this, and he wasn't out there today, but they was running Tank, Hutch, Stephon. I mean, these dudes, and Nico is 6'4", 6'5". When they, if I said this to one of the ladies on the fan council, there's gonna be problems for DBs, man. Hey, man, let me get my gap, man. See who at my door, man. It's too late to be coming up on my door, man.
All right, yeah. I want to address Blue Boy Sean's comment. He said that how many of y'all knew we were 30th in rushing, and we bring back all the same dudes, every last one. How's it going to be better? First of all, Titus Howard only played 10 games. No, only played 6 games.
Yep.
Kenyon Green missed the whole season. Juice Scruggs didn't even start playing, wasn't activated to the roster till like week 6 or week 7 of the season. And then, Laremy Thompson missed some games. So we literally played a bunch of backups and a bunch of reserve players on the offensive line. So this is not indicative of like bringing back the offensive line. This offensive line, if everybody's healthy and everybody's ready to play start of the season, this is a totally different offensive line. This is not the 30th ranked offensive line in rushing. You're not going to get that from this line. And just to be honest, the starting lineup, if I'm not mistaken, was Laremy Thompson at left tackle, Kendrick Green at left guard, what's his name? Patterson at center, Mason at right guard, and 77 at right tackle. What's his name?
Jones.
George Fant.
George
Fant.
That was our starting offensive line. You're talking about bringing 3 more players on this offensive line that wasn't there week 1 of the season. This is going to be totally different than what the hell it was last year.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
that's
Mike.
an excellent point. Sorry, Rios. Like as y'all have said, health and continuity is so key for this offense, for the whole team, obviously. And yes, we all knew we were 30th last year. That's not a secret, Blue Boy Shine. You also look back the last, it was 6 or 8 games. Devin Singletary was third in rushing. So like we came on strong, obviously, with the great visionary Damian Pierce running back there the first half of the season, running into blockers. Like, yeah, it wasn't working that well, but Singletary was pretty good in this system down the stretch, and now we got somebody better, Joe Mixon. So, and we got our offensive line back healthy. So, yeah, he's stressing. He doesn't need to be stressing.
Hey, Mike. Was it RG Mike said, I think the best thing coming out of camp, how Diggs working with everyone, do want to win and put the work in with Sing. I don't get it. I know that players talk about Stephon Diggs saying he was a diva, he's this, he's that. None of his teammates have ever said anything negative about him. They've all been positive. What you got, Swan?
He is a diva, but most top tier wide receivers are divas. So let's not pretend like he ain't what he is. Now, is he the difference to me being a diva is one thing. Being a locker room cancer is two different things. So yeah, he is a diva. So let's not pretend that you're a choir boy because he's not. But but I don't really care. As long as you coming in, you doing the work, and hey, you showing your leadership and you helping the young guys out and showing them something. That's what we traded you for. Traded for you. So,
Do you think he's doing this to get another contract?
of course.
I'm
He got
playing devil.
he know. Okay, I don't think it's the solely that. I think he wants to win. Okay, I think he wants to get paid. Let's face it. I mean, you voided that contract, so whether it is us or another team, yeah, he want to get paid. You know, this is last run because he's gonna be what 32 next off season.
Yeah, those are good
So
points. I think Diggs
yeah,
is set up to get another payday, whether it's here or somewhere else. Excuse me. But I think there is no sense for him to be making himself into a new type of person. So
right.
he has some friends on his team, and I think that is helping him ingratiate himself into the team, and the others are just coming on board with him being a good dude. I think to Swan's point, I agree that he is a diva, and if we hit some rough times, we probably could see that, but it's not going to hurt the team because at the end of the day, he is a touchdown maker. He can put the ball in the end zone, and he can come in clutch on third down. So I think he is exactly what we needed to take the pressure off of Nico of having to be a number one. Nico can continue to mature and grow into his role as a lead receiver while Diggs takes that pressure on this season.
What you got, Rios?
Yeah, no, I don't see any like. Sure, he's maybe doing it to get another contract, but hey, if it helps the team out, keep doing it. I don't see any problem with it. But now, like I think with him, like he's been in situations where he's been on teams and he wasn't happy because they weren't winning. Like look at Minnesota. He looks for being, elite receiver till they switched to, they're more of a running team. Forces his way out, goes to Buffalo. Couldn't get past the Chiefs because year after year they would just beat them in the playoffs, and they got to the point where towards the middle of the season last year they switched to more of a rushing attack. So you saw his numbers go down big time. So obviously he wants out. He wants to get the ball, but he also wants to win. So he comes here in Houston, and I mean, it's looking like a perfect scenario for him. You got a young quarterback likes to throw the ball. We're not going to switch to a running team because we're best when CJ has the ball in his hands and is distributing it. So I think we'll be all this year.
Hey,
Look,
I agree.
Go ahead, Larry.
So to the point, I do want to say this because I know it's going to piss some people off outside of the Texan fan base. But let's be honest, man. The best quarterback. This is the best quarterback that Stephon Diggs has ever played with.
Facts.
So Like, as much as people want to hype up Josh Allen has a lot of flaws. And Josh Allen knows how to fuck up a game. Because I say it all the time. I said it last year. Josh Allen does a lot of dumb shit. He fumbles at the wrong time. He throws stupid interceptions. He's careless with the football. All of those different things. That's Josh Allen's flaw.
But
And
not
you
in the
look at
playoffs. But not in the
not
playoffs.
in, not in the playoffs. But again, like Rios just said, you playing the damn Chiefs. And you can't Josh Allen can't beat the Chiefs.
Lamar can't beat the Chiefs. Who? Okay, let's just be honest. Other than Burrow, nobody has beat the Chiefs.
Well,
we are about
Brady.
to this year.
Brady.
Huh?
Well, say
No. I'm AFC. I'm saying is nobody has stopped them from getting to the Super Bowl but one time, and that was the Bengals. Nobody can seem to beat him.
We gonna beat their ass, so we
Exactly. That's why I'm at.
we,
They ain't played us
we
yet.
can move on from that. Who nobody and beat them shit. Their ass gonna get toe up this year because you bringing some other dudes to the fight. But going back to what y'all was talking about, Swarm, this Stephon Diggs has gone from what Andre Johnson suffered through with Matt Schaub type quarterbacks to now he's going to be playing with an elite quarterback. Stephon Diggs played with Case Keenum up in Minnesota, Kirk Cousins up in Minnesota, and Josh, right? That's the equivalent of Andre Johnson.
No,
He didn't
no.
even play with Kirk Cousins.
I won't say that. No, I'm not gonna diss them and put them in the Matt Schaub category.
Huh?
I'm not putting Josh Allen in the Matt Schaub category.
What I'm saying to you is that when you playing with Matt Schaub, Rosencopter, Kurt, what's our backup over there from U of H, man?
Keenum.
And then you Brock Osweiler, and then you got TJ Yates, then you got what's my boy that passed away from the Razorbacks, man? That from New England.
Brian Mallett.
Hey man, that's a litany of mediocre ass shit, man. So when you get a quarterback of CJ Stroud's caliber, man, that plays within the pocket and is all about pressing the ball downfield, Stephon Diggs, diva or not, he's gonna be productive over there because he's in a better position of playing with dudes that he don't have to be the main load. Think of the wide receiver group in Buffalo that he played with. Do y'all think those wide receiver group that Buffalo have is better than what you have seen over there on Kirby lately? Nah, dog.
No.
Yeah. Not in Minnesota either.
Exactly. So he had Adam Thielen up there, right? Wasn't Thielen up there? Andre Johnson had Kevin Walters. That's the guy that sit up top about when you
Adam Thielen was good for a minute.
I don't, Swan. I get what you're saying, but I'm telling you, you can, as much as I love Dre, if Dre was playing with what Stephon Diggs is going to be playing with in 2024, this shit would have been off the chain, man.
Well, of course. I'm not saying he doesn't have a better. There's no pressure on him. You got Mixon, so you do have a run game. You have two young wide receivers. You got Tank, because now he looks like nothing ain't never happened to him.
Exactly.
Pick up where he left off. So yes, he doesn't feel the pressure. Now here's the devil's advocate I'm going to play. Because we do have two wide receivers, his numbers as far as catches are going to go down.
Says who?
That's just natural order. I mean, I'm sorry, it ain't but one. No, it ain't but one ball. You've got Nico, you got Tank, you got Schultz, you got Brevin Jordan, you got Mechie, because Mechie look like he getting that back. What I'm saying is, you can't say he's gonna have the same numbers that he had with Bills. So as long as he understands that. It's not gonna be force fed. It's not gonna be force fed to him.
Let me go on record and say it's CJ 5K. CJ going 5,000.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
That
Okay.
goes with the yards, but when you think about it, let's be honest. If let's say I'm just putting out numbers here.
Mhm.
Let's say Stephon Diggs gets 100 catches, right? Let's say Nico Collins gets 100 catches. And let's say Tank gets 90, right? That I don't know if CJ Stroud is going to have 700 completions. I don't know if y'all do the math, if my math ain't mathing, but 700 completions over 17 games, the math it ain't happening. Like this shit ain't happening because if let's just say if Nico Tank and Stephon Diggs have 100 catches apiece total, that's 300 just
Right.
by 3 players. He's
Right.
still going to be passing the Dalton Schultz. He's still
Right.
going to be throwing the ball to Joe Mixon out the backfield.
Exactly.
Case Stover is going to get some catches. Brevin Jordan emerging
Yeah.
is going to get some catches.
Mhm.
Like, it's not feasible that the catch part is that.
That's what I'm
But I
saying.
think the yards
Can be
I
there.
still think we can still get 3,000-yard receivers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think most of them are going to be like in the 70s, maybe
I
no
think
80s.
you'll get two,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
somebody, whether it's
I agree,
Nico or
Rios.
whether it's Tank, I think will be around that 8, 9. And like I said, only reason because I'm looking at we don't know Mechie. To me he is an X factor.
I ain't even
Um,
bring up John Mechie.
Yeah, I
That's a
I
noticed.
did.
whole
So that's what
nother.
I'm saying is I have Mechie, I have Schultz, and we're not talking about whether or not the rookie Stover comes in. I mean that's his college tight end. So he's got, as our boy used to say, a plethora
Love that word.
a plethora of weapons. So I don't expect all three of them to have 1,000 yards because if it goes how we hope it goes, and Mitchie, we see what we thought he was gonna be before we're diagnosing everything. That's gonna cut into somebody's numbers. I don't care because y'all got to be realistic. Even though they're gonna let CJ sling it, y'all do know that our OC is go run that ball. So, 'cause-
I'm gonna say this right now.
But we got one more game too. The Cardinals did it with 3,000-yard receivers, and they had Kirk Warner with Fitzgerald.
different offense.
Sure,
Hey, I'm
sure,
gonna say
it is a
this.
different offense. But CJ had like 4,100, and he didn't play in 2.5 games. So
I'm gonna say this
I
right now.
think it's very achievable.
But did he throw more
CJ was
because
running.
our run game was, you know,
Bad,
He
yes,
actually was
yes.
going. To be honest with you, his highest numbers came when we were actually able to run the ball
Mm-hmm.
later on in the season. So my thing is, see, before CJ got hurt in that Jets game, because everybody, let's be real about the situation. CJ was hurt 3 straight games. Before he even got to the Jets game, he was already hurt 3 straight games against the Cardinals, against the Broncos, and against it was one more team he was hurt against.
Because he
Who
went to
was
The Jets.
he
Jets,
went
yeah.
to the tent
now,
in
he
that,
went to the 10 3 straight games, and
that
he was
Denver
out.
game. In that
Yeah,
Denver game, I think he went to the tent.
he went to the 10 in the Cardinals game too.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got a spell in the Cardinals game, and you could tell he was concussed. That's when he threw those 3 interceptions, and he was not the same the next week against Denver, and even worse against the Jets.
Yeah, so you know, CJ Stroud, if all things being said, if he was a fully healthy season, played 17 games, CJ Stroud would have thrown for over 5,000 yards last year.
Mhm.
Um,
mm,
without a fully
Mhm.
healthy Tank Dell with
nah.
Nico Collins,
Yep.
you don't think so?
Okay, so he had 41 with 2 games to get the 5,000. Come on now, do the
But
math.
but there was a couple games in the early in the season that he wasn't putting up
No, but
numbers
he's in the
like
last. He was saying that if he hadn't missed those 2 games, it wasn't gonna be 5,000.
he probably
No,
would have got
hold
Now,
on. Hold on.
now, would you say about 40?
Hold on.
I say 46,
46. Yeah.
47.
Hold on. Let me say this. I said if CJ Stroud was fully healthy, he was not fully healthy in that Cardinals game. He was not fully healthy in that Broncos game. If CJ Stroud played a full 17 fully healthy games, no concussion, no after effects, no side effects, I feel like he would have thrown for 5,000 yards. That Arizona game was prime for him to throw for over 300 some yards in that game. That Broncos game, he should have thrown for over 300 something yards in that game. Those two games themselves, like if you add those, because I think he barely threw for 200 against the Cardinals. If I'm not mistaken, Larry Payton backed me up with the stat pull up on those two games. But if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong. But yeah, I just think a fully healthy season, because that Jets game he didn't even throw 100 yards that game, and he got knocked out before halftime. So if let's say he fully healthy Jets game, and our offensive line wasn't to the shits that game, do you think CJ Stroud would have thrown for over 200, 300 yards that game? So
I mean, Noah Brown was our leading receiver that game, right?
Yeah.
Noah Brown was the leading receiver for quite a few games.
Exactly.
Well,
I'll just going back to CJ and this being about CJ Stroud. I've heard multiple people say it, and I believe it also that when you think about Stroud, man, running the football, even though I know that's what D'Amico and them want to do, running the football is going to be a blessing to the defense. Mm-hmm. Because the more you get the ball out of CJ handing it to a running back, that's more that that whole defense has to work less. The more you put their ass in stressful situations with Diggs and Tank and Nico and Schultz and all them boys, that's going to be what I think that is going to benefit CJ the most, because that's going to help him not get hit as much probably. Not that the run game doesn't, but I'm just saying he's going to have multiple options where they're going to play, I think, a lot more tempo football, man.
Yeah, I know this ain't epiphany. I know everybody knows this, but if you run the ball, you actually have more time off the clock.
Okay, you ready for the stats?
Go ahead, Larry.
Arizona, he actually had 336 in the air.
Fuck me, I'm
in the room.
Well, no, we do not want to do that. Put a pause on that. We do not.
Came back the next week, Cincinnati 356.
Fuck all this shit. I fuck all that pause shit. I'm talking. And what was the Broncos game?
Broncos game was 274.
Yeah. Throw my whole diatribe, my whole little argument. Just throw this shit down the trash.
Put down the punch. Put down the punch.
Hey, look, I'm still sipping on. I'm trying to babysit. I got this last little swallow. I'm trying to hold on.
Hey, easy now.
Look, nah, fuck all that.
His low game was against Carolina, 140 yards.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah, don't need to be reminded of that one.
His injury game against the Jets, 91 yards.
Yeah, that was his lowest one. Hell, we only had 3 points.
You know, the question, can CJ get 5,000? You look at that schedule.
Yes, he can get 5. Will they let him based on how they go do the offense? I don't think so.
Well, you look at those first.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're good. You look at those first 6 games. He may get to 2,000 through week 6.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. So maybe I'm missing. So okay, we go to Indy.
With no DB. Indy with no DBs.
Yeah, 75-yarder first play.
Don't they play Chicago second?
Yeah, Chicago.
They defense is straight over there.
They're gonna beat the brakes off the Chicago defense.
No. Hold up. No. I didn't say we wouldn't beat. I didn't say that, but they would be because of the offense, Caleb and them, not in the defense getting tired, but not because they don't have the talent. Because they D line is straight and they linebackers straight over there. They
They
secondary's
DBs,
fine.
they DBs. That's what I'm telling you. DBs in the National Football League are gonna be under duress dealing with these boys, man. It is what it is. We ain't going out there with white boy Chaz and all these other boys, man. You going out there with elite route runners with dig. I mean, literally today I watched Tank do a move, man, on I don't know if it was what's your boy King or if it was Peter or who it was, but you can't even guard this cat, man. He come out of his breaks in different ways that you're not even expecting. So it's gonna be the defensive backfields are gonna be under stress, man. And again, when you got a trigger man that can play that game at that elite level, because even today he was getting the ball out of his hands fast today. And the one that he missed in the the left corner of the end zone to Diggs, it was just bad, just a matter of touch. And because Diggs had Petrie beat there. It's one of the things, man.
Let me say this, because we've been talking about the offense, man, a lot. And one thing the first three topics, we ain't talk nothing about the defense.
Let's
So I
start with
do
the
want
elephant in the
to.
room. Let's start with the
Hey,
worst part of the defense. Let's go to
hey, I
that
do.
secondary.
Why you want to point out Jalen Petrie like this?
No. See, I once again, I love
I'm
Petrie.
just joking, Swan.
Oh, okay, because see, I still want to keep. I know folks want to get rid of him and everything, but no, I'm
Nah,
just saying no. I just think that I'm more concerned with CB2. That's what I want to know.
hey, Kamari Lassiter has come out and shown himself. You know, I know this is wrong, but I ain't know what the hell he looked like without his helmet. And when I saw him on draft day, I said that he a goddamn dog, literally.
Yeah.
Like like them motherfuckers got a full face. Like come on, man. You ready for the world. Like I think he's gonna be an excellent CB2. That goes to credit Nick Casario and the scouting department, because Kamari Lassiter, I don't give a damn what nobody say. All these pundits and all these people on these extra Houston Texan podcasts, Kamari Lassiter was way down the list. Kamari Lassiter was like cornerback 40 for people that was trying to, get us on this goddamn on the Texans, because it was everybody loved him. Chris favorite person, Ronaldo Green. And we was on draft day. Chris wanted Ronaldo Green and we didn't take him. He was pissed the fuck off. And when we got Kamari Lassiter, everybody was like, who? And then you had to go back and then, what'd you say, Larry? Oh, you was like that too?
Yeah, I wanted Kool-Aid.
Exactly. Kool-Aid was the name.
Kool-Aid too.
Folks got mad because we didn't trade up for him.
Look, all of that, and then I'm like, you draft Lassiter, and everybody's like, who the hell is this guy? And then after a few hours, when people go and do their YouTube research and they watch their highlights and clips, oh man, I've been saying he was a dog.
I don't know how folks. If you didn't know who he was, you wasn't watching SEC football.
Dog.
Yeah, I mean George. I mean.
I'm like, come on, y'all. Wasn't nobody talking about him pre-draft. I've seen all the pre-draft episodes, pre-draft breakdowns. Kamari Lassiter, the name got brought up a few days before the draft. And that should have been the key that they were going to draft him. Because that's Nick Casario's MO. He kind of leaks a little something out of who we targeting right before the draft. And nobody, before that article came out, nobody was even talking. Because honestly, we were talking about, I think it's Javon Banker was the safety.
Bullard.
Javon Bullard, I'm sorry. He was the safety that everybody was talking about. Hey, we may draft him. And nobody was saying shit about Lassiter. So, I'm just after looking at him, actually, doing rookie minicamp, and now training camp, Kamari Lassiter is solidifying himself as being that guy. It's the reason why he started at Georgia. You don't start on a Kirby Smart defense unless you can play goddamn football.
Yep.
You ain't out there for show. You out there to produce. If you don't produce, your ass ain't playing. And that's been Kirby Smart MO from Alabama and all the way to Georgia. Like, that's how they roll.
Well, he
So,
gave up a touch. He didn't give up a touchdown.
Mm-mm.
Lockdown.
No, I
Yeah,
think
Yeah, I
yeah.
think the everything that D'Amico is saying about Kamari is very encouraging because I mean it's his defense. He know what he wants, and so maybe he has some plans to cover up his shortfalls in coverage, or if he lacks long speed. But we'll have to see. I think as a draft Nick myself, I was more about speed, whether it's track speed, film speed, just more speed to the roster. And that was one position where I thought we lacked speed. Bringing in Okuda and Henderson, they have speed, so that somewhat addressed it, but they needed some more development and a fresh start in Houston. So it's yet to be seen how much they can contribute. But all the reports on Kamari are going well. I'm waiting to see him in some action on next Thursday. So I think
I mean, he looked good today. I mean, he looked like he belonged on the field. I mean, I saw D'Amico talking your boy Akuda a lot. Henderson. I mean, that DB, all them dudes are talking to each other, man, when they're out there playing, man. And even after on that pass that Petrie was on Diggs, man, I wouldn't give a damn who you put on Diggs. He gonna make that route, man. When in the red zone, them dudes get off in the red zone just makes it hard on DBs, and so they know that Sting got that side locked on what he doing, and so just figuring out how you gonna get that second DB, and Lassiter's in the mix. But I think your boy Akuda and Henderson and all them boys, they getting plenty of reps too, man, just to see how it's gonna play, man. Because I think, and I've heard this and I saw it today. I think your boy Bullock and Jimmy Ward got them safety spots locked up. So moving Petrie back, hey, what you finna do, AD? What you?
There was a report that came out a few days ago about the Houston Texans being interested in Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons and Jimmy Ward is a man of the community. He's a great person. If you had to put a gun in my head and say, do you want Jimmy Ward or would you pay the money for goddamn Justin Simmons? Go ahead and put that gun down because it's Justin Simmons every day, all day.
We know that, but hey, every coach got their guy that they love, and they ain't letting go.
I'm with you, AD. Put that gun down, man. Open that checkbook.
Let me say this.
Murray off the roster.
No, fuck shit. Keep Eric Murray. I don't give a damn. Let me say this: if we keeping Jimmy Ward for the same reason we keeping goddamn Dare Ogunbowale, D'Amico got to go ahead and have a come to Jesus meeting with Nick Caserio and the whole coach staff. Because I understand Jimmy Ward is a fan, and let me not say that he's not a fan favorite. He's a D'Amico Ryan's favorite. Mm-hmm. But if Jimmy Ward comes in this year, and I feel like this is gonna sound extreme, but for the defensive side of the football, it's gonna be that same kind of what was that safety we were supposed to sign? Well, we were supposed to keep Glover Quinn and we signed Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Instead, I feel like if we miss out on Justin Simmons, that's gonna hit like that.
And there's really no reason to miss out on him. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it really. You saw Jimmy barely gave you everything you needed last season with all the injuries that he was popping up with. And if I told Larry, I used to tell C. Royal, I used to tell UAD, I'll drive Eric Murray ass to the border to get him off I've been trying to get rid of Eric Murray since David Culley. So,
No,
so I
since Weaver came in,
exactly, man. Because I don't know what his purpose is. I don't know how they gave him more money and what he do. He don't do nothing significant on the field, and so you got dudes over there now that play big boy football.
Larry, I will say this. He had one significant play last year. And that was him knocking. Was it him? No, that wasn't even him. Goddamn, that was MJ Stewart. That was
MJ Stewart
knocking
knocked
out.
out the quarterback.
Yeah, knocking
Yeah,
out Anthony Richardson. I was about to give it to Eric Murray, but no, brothers, you can't even give you that, man. Goddamn. I was trying to help you out, but
nah,
yeah.
you can't give him no help, man. It was a bad signing in 2019 or whenever the hell they did it, 2020, and it's a bad signing in 2024.
Eric Murray is like a
Hey.
goddamn corn on your big toe. You want to get that motherfucker off so bad. You cut it down as much as you want. That motherfucker still come back.
Yeah,
Like that's what the fuck Eric Murray is right now, dog. He need
Yeah,
to
we
get
have
hella off his
another
tape.
former second round pick cornerback on the roster. I have not heard about his progress in training camp.
yeah, Lonnie Johnson.
Lonnie
Oh
Johnson.
Lord.
I can tell you, Lonnie and redid his body too, man. That cat looked different, man. He
But
leaned
if
out
he play,
and
but if he played different.
well, I ain't seen it. He's still Lonnie Johnson.
Okay.
I ain't really seen him stand out. He didn't stand out to me or nothing, but, you know.
Oh man.
The only thing gonna stand out is getting out that goddamn 32 jersey.
Hey man, they just he a
Hey,
body.
that's better than wearing one.
He a body. He on the roster.
I don't even know how the fuck he finessed that goddamn number one. I don't even know how he did that this first go around.
Yeah, you do. Say it again. Say it again, man.
Cully.
Yeah. One thing about playing football, you got to have the football, and we got to give Lonnie the number one jersey. And yeah, David Culley, that's how he got it.
Hey, let's not harp on Lonnie too much. I do want to go because we're talking about the DBs, but I do want to bring up the defensive line with Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson acting a fool in training camp so far and really putting the pressure. And to be honest, I'm being honest with you. It really don't matter who's in that secondary if Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson are doing what is possibly going to happen. With both of them having, 12 to 15 sacks apiece, with Danico Archery coming in the building as well, wreaking havoc on the interior and the exterior. Like that right there, if Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson healthy full year, do what the fuck they are projected to do, it really don't matter who the hell is on that back end. Kalen Bullock, a rookie safety, which I think we all agree was one of the best draft picks of the draft because it addressed a need and a specific need in a rangy safety that can make plays on the ball, which we didn't have, which we haven't had that safety in about 8-9 years.
Yeah, Glover Quinn, probably.
Yeah, probably since Glover Quinn was the last time we had that type of rangy ball hawking safety in the building for the Houston Texans. And I'm okay with letting him, be a rookie out there and get his whelps and all that out there. That's fine with me because I know it won't be many because the ball ain't gonna be getting out to him because the quarterback is gonna be on the ground, man. And go ahead.
Well, yeah, and when it does get out there, it's going to be off target, and Bullock will have a chance to run it back. So, I mean, things are looking up in the secondary. What are your thoughts on Petrie, though? And the reports we've heard about Jalen Petrie.
I'm gonna let Larry Stafford because that's his boy. We got to get the positives out the way. Because y'all know, man, Jalen Peters been on my shit list ever since I started watching them all 22s last year. I don't know what the hell he was doing last year on them all 22s, but
Missing
we called
tackles.
him
Hey,
missing tackles, missing alignments. But go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
it's a rebound season, man. This is JP finna go out there and do exactly what he's been doing since he was with them Stafford Cobras, man. He's gonna start playing football. The thing about it is that when he was at Baylor, they had him playing that almost like a linebacker spot, and he was able to roam. He was able to be, he wasn't just stationary in one spot. They putting him back at that because now they can let Bullock and Ward play the safety, and they can have pretty much Petrie in the nickel because he came off the edge and almost got CJ again today, and he had almost got him yesterday. They're gonna use him to get in that backfield and blow up plays. But as far as my personal opinion of JP, if his ass don't make it, I ain't finna lose no sleep over because it's all about, hey man, I need the best 11 or the best 22 on the field. And he was what, a second round pick?
Yeah, second round.
Hey man, we cut second round picks over there on Kirby these days, man.
Now, did you see Bullock and Ward as the two deep safeties out there today?
Yeah.
Okay, because the video I saw, Eric Murray was out there, so
they was rotating them in, man. But yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, man, when they went to the 7-on-7 or 11 or whatever, I think I'm almost positive Bullock and Ward were out there.
And Petrie was
playing on the right side, playing that right over the tight end.
He's playing a nickel exclusively.
Yeah. And they sent him on several blitz at CJ.
If y'all want to see Larry Payton blood pressure rise and that little bulge on the side of his neck pop out, let Eric Murray be on the field this season for the Houston Texans. We never hear Larry.
I'm a team guy. I like to swarm with the best of them, but first of all, the gentleman does not deserve to wear number 23. He should be like 49. And then his play never fit the contract that he was signed for. And to Larry's earlier point, I'm not sure that he was ever more than a special teamer or a depth safety, but they brought him here to be a starter and a team leader, and that just has rubbed me the wrong way for the last 5 or 6 seasons. So, I'm just going by me as a football fan, as a Texans fan. I'm sure he's a great guy, probably a great locker room guy, probably knows ball, probably will end up being a great coach in the future. But it would please me to see him on another roster.
You need the rookies to beat him out.
I don't even think that he got a chokehold on Nick Casario, man. I don't know what
does he know.
That's not a Nick. That's a D'Amico.
No,
ain't nobody on that. No. What I'm saying is nobody is on that roster.
We done had 5 times to get rid of this man.
But I'm saying is nobody's on that roster that he does not want.
Sure. And to his credit, Murray has accepted a lower pay each time he has a contract. So he is just a guy. But I would like to see his reps reflect him being just a guy.
Well, shit, we need everybody to stay healthy.
That's what I'm going to say. The biggest thing is.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
We need health, and we need the rookies to, hey, push their way up, and then the vets that are playing come down.
Well said.
Let me say this. Go ahead, Rios. That look, this comment, Ryan. I don't know if you talking about Petrie, you talking about Eric Murray. But I really need to know who the hell you talking about is the Jock Landale of the Houston Texans. This is for the people that watch the Rockets as well. Jock Landale is a sore of the Houston Rockets that need to be out of the damn league right now, or at least out of the Houston Rockets locker room.
And he's over in Europe killing around. Like, where was this all year?
I thought that was Van Fleet.
No, man.
Y'all be hating on him too. Y'all be laughing, but that's y'all team.
I'm laughing because LeBron acting a fool in the Olympics, but can't do the shit in the regular season. Goddamn.
Bro, how did we have to come back to beat, what was it, South Sudan?
You're a 43-point favorites. It's like me, getting a bunch of adults to play against fifth graders. Like, come on.
LeBron wanted to play hero. That's one favorite player in the league.
The fuck it is. That's y'all goddamn goat. Mine retired.
You want to piss one out? Bring up LeBron James.
That makes two of us.
Shit. And then stuck over there. Then you bring your damn son on there. But hold up.
LeBron James.
Nah.
Here we go. Hey, but any other thought? Yeah, look, let me go because man, we've been talking about it for a good hour and a half. I know it's been a minute.
What about the trenches? What do the D tackles look like?
That's a Larry question because I'm really excited about my boy. Goddamn, what's his name?
Tim Settle.
Yeah, Tim Settle. Yeah, I'm really excited about Tim Settle. Foley Falikowski is somebody I'm really interested. We talked about him when we signed him, but it's been real quiet about Falikowski, and I think he's going to emerge to be a significant piece on that defensive line as well.
Yeah, he's not going to blow up the stat sheet or anything, but he's been solid everywhere he's been and, taking on double teams and stuff. So I think he'll be a solid piece for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jalen Petrie?
Petrie?
Oh, no, what? Petrie is the Jacqueline Hill Texans.
Wow.
What?
Okay. I thought something about Eric Murray, but damn.
Wow.
I'd say Murray need to raise in more years.
Oh, he does not.
Watch him stay here another 5 years and get 2 rings. Just riding the bench.
Who?
Murray.
If I get 2 rings, I don't give a damn. He can stay 20 years.
Say less.
Look, it's about to be a lot of people because I'm gonna say this. With Nick Caserio, we've had a lot of roster turnover. It's going to be a great roster turnover if we win the Super Bowl because it's going to be players that we've been saying get the fuck off my team for years. They gonna be a part of a Super Bowl winning team, and they gonna make a few plays here and there, and they gonna get a big ass contract, and we gonna be celebrating, and everybody else gonna be like, oh shit, I don't know, man. I'm out of there, but
$10 million a year for Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, like all kind of bullshit, like just dumb shit. Dameon Pierce gonna have 5 touchdowns, and he gonna have another angry run, and motherfuckers gonna give him that contract you talking about, Mike. No, that just dumb shit. But I'm trying to go ahead and end it because is there any other final thoughts y'all have on the defense?
My final thought is top 5 unit this year. I'm gonna call it right now. Top 5.
What side of the ball? Okay. Both?
Overall.
He was, yeah. You talking about defense or just top 5?
Shit, offense might be top 5 too.
Yeah, but I look, that's a bold prediction for top 5 defense. I like it though.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, Swan, what you got?
None at the moment. I'll wait till I check them out on Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Mm-hmm.
2024. That's what I live for.
Larry Payton, what you got? Final thoughts on the defense?
The road to New Orleans, man. I think the defense got some key additions that gotta come out and be healthy and produce. I'm super excited about D. Hunter. I think he brings a lot of explosiveness and a true pass rusher. And I just need him to stay healthy and do his thing out there. And Will is such a football player that we don't need to worry about him. I think his stats will catch up with his tenacity. And I still feel like we got a little weakness in the middle. We're a little light at linebacker, but we should make up for that with in pass situations.
I wonder why we light at linebacker, Larry. I mean, I know we got Christian Harris, who's a great player.
Well, I mean, light like in weight. I mean, no, even when Harris come back, and
You sure that's not what you meant? You sure you mean lacking the players and lacking the talent at linebacker?
I think it's enough to win, though. I mean, the scheme fits those two guys really well. I just needed to be those two guys instead of the subs. I don't want to see Jake Hansen and Hank in there.
Nobody wants to see.
I do. I want to see Hank.
So I would rather go with a nickel defense with Petrie blitzing or being in the box, or a dime defense with Petrie and King, rather than seeing Hank at a strong side linebacker.
Hey, Larry, this is a quick question for you, Larry and Stafford. Did they work on kickoff today?
They did. It's gonna be it's weird looking, man, but it's gonna I think it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna bring a lot of field position and decision making back into the game, because I think if I was watching it, the kicking off team cannot leave until the receiving team touch the football. So I think that gives them, the receiving team, an advantage, because they're gonna be able to get a start where they can get up the field. And so I'm thinking that you're gonna see more drives starting over the 35 versus then the ball's going out of the end zone. What I saw the Texans doing today, they had Tank back there returning kickoffs. They had Sims back there. They had what's your boy 31, man? Damian Pierce. They had him back. So they had, and then they had different guys. Like, I saw Stingley on the kickoff team. That kind of made me drink a little bit, but I saw him on. I mean, so they putting starters out there, because I think what Frank Ross is trying to do is just figure out how to put the best athletes out there, because they're going to be, the field position game is going to be a huge part of that kickoff. I like it. I've seen it being played in the USFL. It's different. It's going to just take some getting used to, but you know what the NFL is about, man. It's about offense and getting everybody, on the field, and all them kickoffs and touchbacks and all that shit that's just not how the NFL want to play that kind of boring football.
I agree, man. I'm ready for it. I'm excited about it.
But let me touch on you. I didn't get my chance to touch on the defense.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Will Anderson. So today I was watching Will play football. First, I watched him come down the stairs and come onto the field. He don't talk to nobody. He don't dap up no kids. And it's not that he's doing it. What I'm getting at is his focus, man, from the moment that he hit them steps and ran onto the field. Like, him and Tank came on together, and he ran straight to the middle of the field. He didn't go to the bubble because it was raining or no shit like that. He went straight to the field onto the other side and geared up, man. There's an intensity, man, about this dude in football, man. And him and Hunter, because Hunter said at his press conference the other day, D'Amico told him, I don't need you reading no books, no plays. I just need you to go. And when you can just play defensive end where you just in attack mode, because they're in attack mode because Petrie and all them the linebackers, Aziz and Harris been out because of injury or whatever. But when you got them dudes able to play linebacker, man, it's going to be fun watching how that defensive line rotation really stays fresh and them boys get off. Because I'm telling you, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, when that ball snapped, they asked, and this again, I'm telling you what I saw, and it always sounds cliches, but when I tell you they racing to go knock somebody's head off, man, in that backfield, they really meeting back there, man, to see, and they run by, and you see they run right by each other. They back there because all they're having to do is react. They're not reading shit. And if they get those D tackles in there that can just tie up some folks, that defense is gonna be stout, man. Your boy Hank Henry Toa look like he ain't put on some muscle, AD. So I ain't finna let y'all just disparage 39, man. So you just get ready for some Hank in your life, man. But overall, I think, of course, with D'Amico and Burke, man, them boys have the legitimate makings. Once they get that second DB spot locked down, they got a legitimate making to have probably a top 10 defense in my eye, man. I ain't like how you looked about Hank, man.
Henry Noah. It's not gonna make.
So you said Henry Noah and my kinfolk talking about Eric Murray, man. You saying them boys on the same bus out of here, man?
And he can get the fuck. That's what he can get the fuck. Yeah, pretty much.
It's all good, man.
I
love these kind of problems, though, AD. These are the kind of problems we can appreciate.
Yeah, these are first world problems.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I do want to say this before we go because we're about to wrap it up. Here at the H-Town Rundown, we do giveaways for the last 2 years now. We've been doing giveaways, tickets to games, preseason game, as well as training camp. That is not changing this year with the H-Town Rundown. We're giving away 2 free tickets to Friday's practice. Hopefully it's sun shining, everybody's able to go. But only rules to this contest, and I will post in the morning the rules to the contest. All I need you to do, because we'll pick a winner on Thursday. What is that? July the 20. What's today? That's the 25th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 25th, we'll pick our winner on Thursday. But I need y'all in these comments, and I need y'all to DM the H-Town Rundown. Y'all see it under mine right there at the H-Town Rundown. DM, comment on this podcast. DM it to me, H-Town Rundown, and we'll select the winner. But all I want y'all to do, because this was said in this podcast today, I just want y'all, it wasn't said today. Let me say that. But in honor of our boy C. Roy, what was his favorite quote that he used to say religiously for the H-Town Rundown? If you're an H-Town Rundown person and you've been watching the H-Town Rundown since we've been in here, I'll take I'll take a word that we use today, or in one of his famous quote that he always used to say. If y'all can comment that in the video at the bottom in the comments, send that screenshot to the DM of the H-Town Rundown, and we'll select a winner. You get 2 free tickets. It's already free tickets, but they've been sold out just like the season tickets are sold out. They've been sold out like a day after they came out. So this is a premium ticket. Friday, everybody on vacation. This is a prime day for everybody to go. Y'all go ahead and do your thing. Get y'all 2 free tickets to the training camp, especially if you haven't been able to make it.
Yeah, how much, AD?
$3.99. $3.99. And then, with that being said, y'all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the podcast at the H-Town Rundown. Follow each and every person on this podcast. Especially go ahead and follow Just Fans Podcast. Y'all follow Rios, Carlos, and Poppy over there. And what's the other name of the other podcast, Rios? The Blitz?
Bring on the Blitz.
Bring on the Blitz.
Our LinkedIn profile, more professional.
Yeah, they're the more professional profile. Y'all go ahead and follow them as well. Shout out to Larry Payton. Y'all go ahead and follow Doc Pay 75. Of course, Auntie Swan, but you gotta go through the loops and hoops to get Auntie Swan. You gotta get that Secret Service detail to get on her friend list.
You gotta gotta get vetted, man, to be on that Black Texans girl page. She gonna vet your ass, man, for sure.
Hey, but y'all go ahead and y'all shout out and give her a follow as well. Shout out, and of course, Larry Stafford. Appreciate you so much for joining us, and y'all give him a follow. And of course, my co-host Mike G in the building. Y'all go ahead and give him a follow as well. His Twitter handle is right there at the bottom. Follow, like I said earlier, go ahead and follow Royals Twitter as well to catch up on content, and follow Jules as well as St. John Texans.
Real quick, AD, on if you're going out to the tailgate, man, they and everything is almost like under a tent now, but under the tents they got fans under there at the top of the tent that's blowing down, man, to try to make sure everybody stay right with it. But just drink you some water, man. But they got fans along the whole back top row of everything that's just blowing air. So they continue to make improvements on trying to make sure the fan experience over there, because
it was hot as fuck last year.
They got, AD, and I think they recognize that because they got fans literally going all the way through. So them kind of little subtle improvements, man, make the experience a little bit better, man. And if you got any kind of concerns or whatever, all you got to do is just holler, man, and we'll see if we can get them taken care of. But it was a fun experience today, man. It's just good seeing them boys out there playing football, man. And I think we got the making of something that everybody in the H can be proud of. So, Swan, you might as well get ready to make that gumbo during the season, man, so that we can just post up and drink that rock, man, and go home enjoy this thing, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will you be there Friday?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unfortunately, AD will still be on remote.
Yeah, you're gonna miss the fan experience.
Look, AD is on remote. This is my best fan experience I can have right now.
You doing good, Doc.
Right?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this right now. I hear the damn music outside. I'm about to go hop out real quick.
Before we go, AD, I got one last request to all of the Texans nation. We sure miss those Texan spaces, man. All of you all that host them, man, we out here fiending for them spaces.
I looked at, like, what's his name? What was that crackhead on Dave Chappelle show? What was his name? Yeah, what was his name?
Powder lips.
Tyrone Biggins.
Tyrone.
Yeah, see, I'm itching over here.
I was
man.
like, we up here like Tyrone Biggins. No, the spaces will come back. The H-Town Rundown will host some spaces soon, but like I said, it will pick and choose times. But we was all on it. It was like crack at one point. But we all doing better. But shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all all for coming in, showing love. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, you're right. I'm about to fill this goddamn cup up again. I've been drinking all day.
So you don't close this thing down, man, so you can go.
Shout out to the 300. Shout out to the 300 in there, that showed up and watching us live. Appreciate y'all all. This has been another episode of the H-Town Rundown, and we will see y'all on the next episode, man. Peace.
All right, enjoy.